Shelby dumps it off to Hodges. Blockers in front. Hodges, first down yardage. Hodges, the 5. Hodges trots on into the end zone for 6. It's a 24-yard run. Catch and run for TJ Hodges. High snap this time. Uh-oh. And the punt is blocked. It's a live football. You got to scoop it. They fall on it. Bryant does come up with that one. Bryant has it. Ja'Cory Smith. He made sure to maintain possession, and the Bryant offense will be set up in great position here. Moats double barrel this time, 2 running back options. He'll hand off, pushing inside the 5, down to the 3. The pile's still going to the 2, not done yet. He's in! It's a touchdown for the Hornets on one play. And they throw across the middle. Wow. A catch, an immediate tackle. Ryan Horn at the 21, and it's 4th down. And on the ground, this is Colin Robinson. He breaks free. He's going to the house. Colin Robinson makes it a 3-score game in the first quarter. They're going to bring some pressure. Watch out. Kennedy in trouble. He is absolutely mowed over. And there's the other one, Matthew. Moats is back in at quarterback. And a handoff on the ground. Plenty of running room to the 5 end zone. Zachariah Curtis Jones. 10-yard touchdown run. Here comes some pressure. Are they able to get to Kennedy? Interception! Oh my goodness! We've got flags. Watch out here. Keep an eye on this, Jordan. And the takeaway from the Hornets comes from Terrence Ellis. Field goal attempt for Grayson King. Jacoby Boone holding. Little bit of a low snap. He does get the kick away, and it is good. Grayson King makes 3. Moats looking, going for that fade route. Austin, can he go get the football? Yes! Yes! He held on to it. Kamari Austin held on to it. Ryan knocking on the door of the end zone yet again. Robinson, the running back. This could be his territory. Moats, Robinson, end zone, touchdown. Quickly under pressure. It was Nelson pressuring him. Here comes the interception. Could it be 6 to the 15 to the 10? Oh, he dropped the football. He has to pick it up. Bryant ends up on the football in the end zone, and it is a touchdown for the Hornets. Shelby with time. He has Tucker. Tucker finds it. Tucker all the way to the end zone. It's Caleb Tucker from Kyler Shelby. It's a big play, and it's 49-0. And Moats play action throws. This time they find Boone, and he breaks away. Boone to the 30, the 20, the 15, 10, 5. Yes, sir. You better believe it. Touchdown, Jacoby Boone, 44 yards. Deep throw. Whoa! Going up for that one. The Hornets come up with the interception. They come up with the takeaway right there. Looks like they're going for the end zone on most plays. Wide open. Sublett, the catch, the 10, 5, end zone. Touchdown, Hayden Sublett. Touchdown, Bryant Hornets. Short to throw on the run, and it is caught, 25-yard line. Breaks a tackle, football pops free. Hornets fall on it. The Bryant Hornets have come up with the football. 2nd and goal from the 1. Snap back to Moats. Handoff Robinson. Robinson straight ahead. End zone. Touchdown. Colin Robinson. The Hornets on the board first. Bryant looking to go up 14-0, but they've got a ways to go. Now Hodges, running room. He's so fast. Here goes Hodges down the sidelines. Are you kidding me? 15, 10, 5, end zone. That's TJ Hodges. He wears number 1, and he ran like the number 1 running back there. It's 13-0. Back to Shelby. Austin is open. If he sees him, he's going for the deep ball instead. Tucker into triple coverage. Caleb Tucker, triple coverage, makes the gigantic grab downfield. It's Caleb Tucker as always. Kemp Keller, low snap, throws and intercepted. Hornets come up with the big takeaway. Terrion Jones bounced it off of his chest and held on. 17-game win streak for the Hornets, 3rd down and 9. Moats just drops it off to Zachariah Curtis-Jones, and he'll have to do it with his legs, and he does. Jones breaks a tackle, 30, Jones 20, Jones 15, Jones 10, 5, to the house. Zachariah Curtis-Jones, it's a touchdown for the Hornets. Keller scrambling, he's in his own end zone. Keller running, and Ferguson has come up with the interception. Matthew Ferguson, the interception. 3rd down and 1. Handoff is on the ground, looking for the edge to the 5, end zone. Touchdown, Colin Robinson. And late in the 3rd, the Hornets go back up by 2 scores. 10.5 to play in the 4th. On the ground to Hodges, he'll try it again. Hodges spins off a tackle. Hodges, he stays in bounds. How about Act 2? This time you can't take it away from him. Touchdown, Hornets. Watch out, that's a sack just shy of the goal line. They will give him pretty good forward progress. Out to the 3. It's right back to Robinson. Robinson stretches, end zone, touchdown, Colin Robinson. It's another one on the board for the Hornets. Keller, empty backfield, throws, intercepted. The Hornets have it down the sidelines. Terrion Jones, Jones for 6. Yes, sir!
There it is.
Perhaps the nail in the coffin tonight. 48-21 Hornets. Orgel looking to the near sidelines. Here comes some pressure. There could be the interception. Bobbled by Davis. He'll have a return. Davis breaks a tackle. 20. Davis 15. A convoy to the end zone. Bryant Davis. It's a touchdown. The defense is on the board first for the Bryant Hornets. Orgel throws. Oh, it's another interception. Are you kidding me? Guess who? How about Terrion Jones again? Shelby to throw, looking towards the corner of the end zone. Kamari Austin, he makes the catch. Touchdown. The Bryant Hornets have a 2-score lead. And Moats will throw the deep ball downfield. Austin goes back for it. Austin to the 15, the 10, 5. Kamari Austin, that's a touchdown. 48 yards. Here's Robinson. A lot of running room for Colin Robinson. They are not going to touch that man. He's in the end zone. Touchdown for the Bryant Hornets. 41 yards to the house. From the 49-yard line, Moats will throw. It's Billingsley with a catch. He has blockers out in front. Here goes Cooper to the 30, 20, stiff arm to the 15, 10. The big man, he's rumbling, he's stumbling inside the 10. Down to the 4-yard line. Moats to Boone, he's in, untouched. 6 more for the Hornets. Snap back to Orgel, looking to throw, pumps once, and the football is on the turf. Let's see, it's hard to tell who came up with it. Bryant has the football. After the 2-yard pickup, Moats, he's looking for the deep ball, wide open. You know who it is, Caleb Tucker. That's 6 points. He will air it out downfield again, and that ball is caught. Rolls to his right, trying to find somebody. A lot of time he throws, and this one's taken away as well at the 30-yard line. Benton has yet another interception to the 40, out to the 45, and the 50. as you said, not used to being in this spot. Walker goes deep, has a man. It's caught at the 20, to the 15, 10, 5, end zone up with the football, and Bryant has a takeaway. The receiver did not know the ball was coming. Walker flushed out of the pocket, goes to his left, throws on the run, wide open receiver, caught in the back of the end zone. They do give it to Zachariah Curtis-Jones, and all he does is pick up huge yardage. Breaks a tackle, and he's gone to the 30, to the 20, to the 10, 5, end zone, touchdown, Zachariah.
It's time for Bryant Hornet football. Now let's go to the stadium with the voice of the Hornets, Michael Westbrook.
Last week, the Bryant Hornets hosted Little Rock Southwest during fall break at Hornet Stadium. Bryant won the game with ease, 42-6, on a night where many of the starters played limited minutes. Rested up and ready to go for the stretch run of the regular season, these final 3 games against Cabot, North Little Rock, and Conway have been the 3 toughest in recent memory. Up first, it's a contest between Bryant and Cabot. The Panthers defeated Pulaski Academy last Friday in a thriller, 42-35. Bryant has held its 4 conference opponents to just 41 points. Meanwhile, Cabot has given up 148, an average of 37. Bryant played Cabot twice a season ago, defeating them in the regular season 56-6, and then again in the playoffs 45-0. The closest game in recent history between the two schools occurred in 2022 when Bryant won 24-10. Going home with a road win could go a long way in the standings for the 61st ranked team in the nation and the number 1 team in the state of Arkansas. For Quad Sanders, he has a record of 32-2 in his time at Bryant. On the other side, it's a legendary coach, Scott Reed. During his 12 years in El Dorado, he won 106 games and 4 state championships. But since coming to Cabot in 2019, while he does have a record of 49-34, he has never beaten the Bryant Hornets. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Panther Stadium in Cabot. I'm Michael Westbrook. This week, our sports production classes focused on the 2 volleyball matches and also had a much-deserved fall break. So it's an abridged version of the pregame show. But coming up, we'll relive the highlights from last week's 42-6 victory. Maddie Calhoun will have our players to watch, and Jordan Morales provides our keys to the game. Caden Key is our technical director, Andrew Tate Lee on replay, and Justin Reynolds and Preston Key on cameras. Thanks for being with us on this Friday night. Under the lights and under the lamp, you're watching Bryant Hornet football. It's Arkansas Copier Center, your Kyocera experts. For over 40 years, we've delivered Kyocera technology with unbeatable service. Need printers or copiers? Call us today at 501-562-8297 or visit arkansascopier.com. Arkansas Copier Center, whatever it takes. Back to Robinson one more time. This time at 6. It takes 4. Colin Robinson runs, and they go 36 yards for the touchdown. Shelby will go to Tucker. Tucker at the 20, shakes to the 15. Tucker to the 10. Tucker, 5. Tucker, touchdown. He's in the end zone. Caleb Tucker, 24-yard touchdown catch and run from Kyler Shelby. Taking pictures. Here comes pressure again. Watch out. The quarterback is sacked. He is taken down by Jaquez Suggs and Terrence Ellis. 4th down and 22. And Vassar pumps, in trouble. Dropped from behind. That's another sack. Terrence Ellis drops him. It's Shelby looking to throw. He has Tucker. Tucker the catch, and he can basically walk into the end zone. Caleb Tucker, another touchdown. Bryant leads 20-0.
Tucker getting open really easily. Very quick pass by Shelby, and there's
Vassar looking to pass. One-on-one coverage downfield. He will not get the pass away because of Bryant's defense. Matthew Nelson is there, and Sam Nelson, the Nelson duo, with the sack. 4th and 21. Vassar, deep ball, downfield, into double coverage, and that's an interception. Bryant takes it away, and there is room to run the other direction for the Hornets. It's Terrion Jones. He's to the 40-yard line. Terrion Jones with the interception and run back. Bryant's in business again. Oh my goodness, look at this formation. Jacoby Boone will take the snap. Boone keeps. Boone, end zone, touchdown, Jacoby Boone. Handoff is on the ground to Jackson, and did he fumble it? Bryant came up with the football. Wow, Bryant ends up with it. It works out better than expected. Hornets don't have to use the timeouts. Looking left with time, now throws. Kamari Austin goes back for it, goes forward, end zone, touchdown, Kamari Austin. It's 16 yards to the house. Vassar throws right into the hands of a Hornet, and the Bryant Hornets have a big return. Anthony Ellis with an interception. The sophomore comes up with a big takeaway. King to throw, and going up for it, catching it, and going into the end zone is Evan Hicks. Touchdown, Bryant Hornets, and that's going to do it tonight. Welcome back to Cabot for football tonight between Bryant and Cabot, and we welcome in Maddie Calhoun. She has our players to watch for this game. Maddie?
There we go. Thank you. For tonight for Bryant, I'm going to pick Kamari Austin for one of my players to watch. I think his junior season was really his breakout season, getting to see how versatile he is with running routes and with being a receiver and being a comfortable receiver. So I think junior year he really gained his comfortability, I guess, on the field. So it's been really cool to see that. I feel like he's one of the ones that we always roll highlights for because his catches are always something crazy, something like top 10. So I think it's cool to get to see him kind of do that and make those insane catches and be that reliable receiver. That's one thing that Brian has really relied on is being able to have those people comfortable with the ball because it's such an experienced team. So that's one good thing. He is also committed to Appalachian State, so it'll be cool to see where he goes with that and how he continues his talents there. So we're excited for him. Also for Brian, I went ahead and picked Caleb Tucker as well because he has also been the ones I feel like we run highlights for every single week with those insane catches. And like you say, whenever we need a big yardage, it's Caleb Tucker area. Yep. So getting able to see him do that and break out as such a captivating player to watch, I think for sure is one of my favorites to watch out on the field. And he's committed to the University of Charlotte, so that's going to be really cool to be able to see those guys go into the next into college and be able to see what they do. Now for Cabot, I picked their quarterbacks, Maddox McCrory. He's been starting since sophomore year, so he's very familiar with this team, very familiar with who he's throwing to, who he's handing off to. So that's one thing that I think he finds strength in is being able to be comfortable on the field and be able to be comfortable with the guys he's next to. He finished his junior year with 19 passing touchdowns and only 1 rushing touchdown. So being able to see how he's used those receivers, and so the Bryant defense is really going to have to look at that and kind of shift the plan a little bit on being able to get those DBs out and watch that long run.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Maddie, for our players to watch. Thank you for our players to watch there, Maddie. We're working on all the microphone settings on the road here, so Maddie's been on the sidelines a few times for us at home games and hope to have that back. But here we're on the home side, on the Cabot side. Would have been a little tough to have a sideline reporter tonight. Maddie's also operating our graphics for us, keeping up with the score and the time. Jordan Morales with our keys to the game as both teams have made their way onto the field. We're less than a minute away from kickoff between Cabot and Bryant.
Yes, sir. As Maddie was saying, Cabot has a great quarterback playing his sophomore year, and Bryant's D-line is going to have to get to that quarterback as fast as possible. Cabot does have a big offensive line, but Bryant does have the best defense in the state. Cabot, as Maddie was saying, Bryant has Kamari Austin. Caleb Tucker, and now they're rested. They're rested after last week. They didn't play too much last week, and Cabot's DBs are going to have to play the best defense that they've played all season against these two receivers, along with Kenyon Latin.
Bryant comes into the game with a record of 7-0 with 3 games left in the regular season. Cabot just 2-5, but they have won 2 conference games. And so they have a 2-2 conference mark. Bryant, meanwhile, is 4-0. Grayson King is set to kick, and back deep to receive for the Cabot Panthers is Jalen Hart and Andrew Godwin. We're about ready for football on a Friday night. Thank you for being with us. And King with a low lining kick that is going to end up out of bounds. A penalty on the opening play and good starting field position for Cabot, as King trying to tuck that one inside the pylon there, or maybe down around the 1 yard line, just could not quite do it.
There's Bryant's big D-line they have out. Number 99, Malachi McDonald, alongside Ryan Horn on the inside of the defensive line. They have the 2 Nelson brothers, number 48 Sam Nelson, number 4 Matthew Nelson, both with college offers. Matthew Nelson is committed to Oklahoma, and Sam Nelson, only a junior, has an offer from UCA.
Malachi McDonald, one of the captains tonight. We will see Maddox McCrory, the quarterback for Cabot. They send a man in motion. That's Aiden Tatum. Powell takes the handoff, met by that defensive line, but he's able to churn the legs forward a bit for about 3 yards up to the 38. They'll spot it actually all the way to the 39. 4 yards on first down, 2nd and 6.
First play for Cabot is a run play, and Bryant's D-line doing a great job getting there quickly and not letting any yards really get gained.
We watched the highlights of McCrory against Pulaski Academy, and he can throw. He slings this one to the near side, bobbled a bit, no catch. Day-Day Wilson on the coverage for the Hornets, and the intended target was Bentley Harrell, but he could not hold on, and it's 3rd down.
There's that great arm by quarterback number 2, Maddox McCrory. And receiver not really having much to do after the pass. There was Day-Day Wilson. If yards were going to be gained, he was there already, and he was going to prevent more.
Good coverage from the Hornets, and our first big play here to see if the defense can make a stop and force a quick 3 and out. Picked up 4 yards on the opening run, then an incomplete pass. Receiver in motion, back to McCrory. Here comes pressure from Nelson. Looked like he might have been held. Both of the Nelson brothers chased down McCrory. The pass on the far side of the field was caught. The catch by Cannon Moore, a sophomore wide receiver. 1 yard past the first down sticks, and Cabot has a first down.
There was number 6 for Bryant, Aaron Austin, on that tackle. Great throw by 2 on Cabot's side, and a great tackle by number 6, Aaron Austin.
So it's 1st and 10 from the 45-yard line, benefiting from the good field position after the kickoff went out of bounds. McCrory back on the ground to Powell, and Powell slips through that initial tackler of Gavin Moman. And the defensive line, a couple of linebackers come in to make the play. I believe I saw Thomas Cornelius in there.
Yes, sir, that was Thomas Cornelius, and there was Malachi McDonald assisting Gavin Moman on that tackle. Great job by the D-line. Getting to the ball really quickly, not letting any yards really get gained too much so far.
Yeah, small yardage there. 2 yard pickup. It's 2nd and 8. McCrory awaiting the snap, has it right back to their running back and straight up the middle. He'll pick up a few more to midfield, out to the 50-yard line for Cooper Powell and the Cabot Panthers, and they once again have a 3rd down.
Looks like that was Ryan Horn initially making contact with the running back.
Pickup of only 2 again. Tough sledding up the middle so far, as only 2 yards on each of the last 2 runs, and it's 3rd and 6, 2 minutes into the first quarter already. McCrory looking to throw with some time, deep downfield, and knocked away. Knocked away by the Bryant Hornets there on 3rd down, as the intended target was Bentley Harrell and Terrion Jones in coverage.
Terrion Jones is having a great season this year. He had some playing time last year. Doing a great job on this play. Just keeping his eyes back. Just watching that ball.
Lucas Blaylock will be the punter. Jacoby Boone back deep to receive for the Hornets. He's standing at the 10-yard line. Cabot has always had good punters. They send it away to Boone with a return. He's straight up the middle to the 20 and out to around the 25, push backwards. Cabot and saying they have the football. I don't believe that's the case, although it was a Cabot player who pitched it back to the referee. Boone was down, and we will see the Bryant offense for the first time starting at their own 26-yard line. Solid punt there. And so Bryant has a ways to go here. They actually say the 25. It's first down and 10 for the Hornets. Moats is the quarterback to get the game started, and Zachariah Curtis-Jones joins him in the backfield. 4 wide receivers, plenty of options for Moats. He'll pass on the first play and find Tucker, one of our players to watch, with a catch, and takes it up to the 30-yard line before he's sent backwards. Good job of Tucker on first down to get a few yards. And it's now second down for the Hornets. A 5-yard gain, 2nd and 5. We've seen Bryant operate up-tempo. We've seen him go slow. They're slowing it down a bit to start the game. Curtis-Jones on the ground will dance around for a couple. A 2-yard gain. Not much there for Zachariah, and Bryant has their first third down.
Zachariah Curtis-Jones is a extremely hard runner if he gets open field. Cabot's D-line doing a pretty good job, just really not letting anything really get past him so far, but we'll see how that goes later in the game.
After the 2-yard gain, it's third down and 3. Back on the ground looking for 3 hard yards, and they have it. Zachariah Curtis-Jones takes it to the 39, so he picks up 6 to move the chains.
Good blocking on that left side for Bryant. And now Bryant brings in Hodges at running back.
TJ Hodges is in the game, recently committed to Missouri. His first carry. He's bouncing around everywhere up to the 45-yard line. Pickup of about 6 yards for Hodges. And at the bottom of the pile for Cabot, Carter, one of the linebackers, was there. We'll take that run on first down. Picked up 7, and it's second down and 3. Inside 8 to play in the opening quarter. Moats pumps, throws, looking downfield, and it's incomplete. Too far out in front of Tucker. Looked like Tucker was being pulled back a little bit or tripped up somewhere around the 30, and it slowed him down.
Yeah, most definitely. I thought that was a flag, but I guess not. If Tucker wasn't held on to a little bit longer than he should have been, that most likely would have been a touchdown for Caleb Tucker, his first touchdown of the game.
Well, Bryant had a 3rd and 3 a moment ago. They went to Zachariah Curtis-Jones, and he picked up 6 on the ground. Let's see what they do this time with Hodges in the game at running back. 3rd and 3 from their own 46. And they're going with a power run this time again. They're just staying to the ground and across the 50 into Cabot territory to the 49, another first down.
Bryant brings in Colin Robinson at running back. Good blocking last play on that right side of the O-line.
So the Hornets showing all 3 running backs on the opening drive. A little bit different than what we've seen over the past couple of weeks. Knew everybody would be rested up and ready to go. Moats, play action, drops it off. Austin the catch. It's Kamari Austin. He's to the 40, 35. Big yardage for Kamari Austin down to the 33-yard line. A pickup of 16 yards for Kamari Austin, and it's 1st and 10.
Great run by Austin on that play. Great blocking by Caleb Tucker. We saw it that play. He was blocking for Kamari.
Cooper Billingsley, the tight end, lined up on the near side of the field at wide receiver. A pitch to Robinson, and Robinson past the line of scrimmage down to the 30, picks up a really tough 4 yards for Colin Robinson, and it's second down. What a drive so far from Bryant, Jordan. It started around 9 minutes and 30 seconds, and just about every playmaker has been involved already.
Yeah, most definitely. And Bryant keeps calling the game. They also bring in Zachariah Curtis-Jones alongside him.
So Moats, the quarterback, with 2 running back options, 1 to each side. And the handoff is to Zachariah Curtis-Jones. He'll break 1 tackle in the backfield. Able to manage some positive yardage, out of bounds on the far side. The visiting side where Bryant has filled the stands across the way, and the band represented well tonight. They're taking up about half of the bleachers. 3rd down yet again. They've had 3rd and 3 and converted, 3rd and 3 and converted, and now this time 3rd and 4. The previous 2 were running plays. It's to Moats, gives to Curtis-Jones, and he's stopped. Wrapped up and dropped. Ethan Carter with the tackle, and Bryant has 4th down.
Very quick tackle right there by number 24 on Cabot, Ethan Carter.
He loses, let's call it about 1.5 yards. Well, we saw Grayson King kicking from 50 yards in pregame, and we saw J.D. Olson also kicking from around 40 yards, and those guys were making those kicks. Bryant wants 6 on this opening drive. They'll keep the offense on the field inside 6 to play in the first quarter. Hodges in motion. They sent Hodges even a little bit farther out this time. Moats takes a snap. He'll throw, and it is tipped into the air, incomplete. It's a turnover on downs. Cabot with a lot of life early on. They let Bryant move downfield, but eventually come up with the 4th and 5 stop.
Great job by Cabot defense. This is a home game for them, and the crowd's here for Cabot, that's for sure. And this is 7A football. Although Cabot isn't the team that they used to be, this is still, like I said, 7A football. Cabot's crowd's here. It's going to be a great game.
And they're riding a 2-game winning streak. So they have 1st and 10 from their own 30-yard line now. Started their first drive at the 35, so this one near the same spot. And the handoff is to the running back where he is met by Gavin Moman. Moman with the stop on Powell. Good play there. No gain. In fact, lost about half a yard.
Yeah, and great job by Bryant D-line. Also just helping Moman there. There was Matthew Nelson assisting Moman on that last play.
Once the sticks are set, he actually did lose a full yard. 2nd and 11. McCrory looking to pass. Has a target, Powell, the running back, and hit hard on the far side of the field, and the man that made the tackle is still down.
Gavin Moman. No, excuse me, not Gavin Moman. Looks like that was Aaron Austin.
Is it Austin? Yeah.
Yes, sir. Aaron Austin.
Aaron Austin is standing up, but it was a hard hit. We'll keep an eye on that and see if Austin comes back into the game. A big pickup. Picked up 7 yards on the little pass play out into the flats, and it's 3rd down and 4. Cabot trying to limit the possessions of Bryant. They're going slowly here. Play clock is down to 7. McCrory will send a receiver in motion. Looks there, and we've got whistles. At 3rd and 4, it is against Bryant. Bryant jumped, and that gives Cabot a 1st down.
Good start for Cabot offense and defense. Bryant not doing so good, but good thing is that it's football and things can change in football, especially because there's 4 quarters and this is only the first quarter.
A long possession for Bryant on their opening drive that stalled out. It's the 2nd offensive drive for Cabot. And now we have another flag. And Bryant jumped again. back-to-back penalties against the Hornet defense.
Bryant is really struggling with flags this season. We had about, 30 flags?
There were at least 30 in the Central
Yeah.
game. Not all on Bryant, but total penalties. And it carried over the next week as well. Back on the ground, it goes to Powell, and he hits the 50-yard line. It is Moman and Cornelius there for the tackle. And not quite to the 50, actually the 45 on that Cabot logo there. So pickup of about 4 yards, 2nd and 6.
Good job by both Moman and Cornelius on that play, making contact, not letting any more yards get gained.
Yeah, sorry, I forgot about the penalty. So actually it was I think he lost about a yard, didn't pick up anything. Board showing 2nd and 6. McCrory looking to throw. Here comes Nelson. McCrory with a lane up the middle to run, and he'll slide down into Bryant territory. Well, when those guys come off the ends and don't get to the quarterback, it leaves it open, and he ran right up the middle for big yards to the Bryant 45.
Nelson almost met the quarterback, but Cabot tackle's doing a good job just driving those DNs outside, not letting a sack happen.
Cabot has 1st and 10 in Bryant territory, inside 3 to play in the first quarter, no score. Back to McCrory. Option pitch right with some running room. A big play for Powell down the sidelines. Cabot is moving the football.
Number 44, Thomas Cornelius, making contact on that play. Cabot offense doing a pretty good job. Just getting downfield, getting some yards, just to really slow this Bryant defense down.
21 yards on the last 2 plays. There was a no-gain play before that and 2 5-yard penalties. They picked up 31 yards of offense in the last 3 snaps. 1st and 10 for Cabot at the Bryant 34. Back to McCrory, to Powell, and another stoppage of play, and Bryant indicating this time that it's against Cabot. Will it be for the first time tonight? We'll see. It is a false start against the Panthers. So 1st and 15, Cabot goes backwards. Snap back to McCrory, who is going to throw, and that ball, I think, may have been partially tipped by Bryant Davis.
Holding call on Cabot. Bryant Davis doing a good job. Not letting that pass happen. That pass did look a little bit too low to complete anyways, but Bryant Davis did a good job tipping that ball.
So back-to-back penalties, and with Cabot just talking about how they had moved the ball 31 yards on 3 snaps, now 2 huge penalties. Still first down, however, and 1st and long. Ball all the way back in Cabot territory. The officials trying to make sure we've got the football in the right spot. I was going to say, I don't think that was right. Almost. Should still be 1st and 25 here after the 2 penalties. They send to Powell, and Powell inside the 45 is wrapped up around the 44-yard line. So fake the pitch one way, go the other, and pick up a few yards, not a whole lot there.
Yeah, for sure. Good job by 9 on Bryant. Bryant Davis, he was met with number 7, Daniel Wilson on that tackle.
Less than a minute to go in the first quarter. Cabot hanging with the number 1 team in the state, the Hornets. And moving downfield. And we've got a timeout from Cabot. So less than a minute to go in the first. No score between Bryant and Cabot tonight. In Cabot, Panthers and Hornets all locked up. We're back in a moment. You're watching Bryant Hornet football. Less than a minute to go in the first quarter. No score. Cabot just took their first time out. And they go to the quarterback on the ground, calls his own number there inside the 35-yard line where he will slide down. And again, it's kind of where that slide starts at the 35. So he ended up a couple of yards after that, but actually down just around the 34. They get a few yards back from the two big penalties and still faced with a long third down. It's 3rd and 10. It might be in 4-down territory here. It could be the final play of the first quarter. We'll see. McCrory in some trouble, a lot of pressure, turns his feet around and throws, and that is incomplete. He got straightened up downfield with time to throw, but couldn't get his target over on the near side, and so now it's 4th down.
Number 0, Gavin Moman, alongside Bryant Davis, giving pressure on that play. There's Moman getting around that tackle on Cabot. There's Davis right there. And also Terrion Jones breaking up that pass.
It appears Cabot wants to go for it here. A punt doesn't do you a whole lot, especially if it rolls into the end zone. 4th down and 10. They are going for it. Big play. McCrory throws, caught at the 20-yard line. It's a first down for Cabot. Cannon Moore, the sophomore, with a catch, and they move the chains.
Cabot offense is rolling this quarter.
My goodness.
Yeah, Bryant defense is playing a bit slow. Maybe he's trying to warm up. It's a bit cooler today, Mr. Westbrook.
A little bit colder tonight, but we got the AC on in the booth. No score after 1. We'll start the second in just a moment. Our coverage brought to you by Arkansas Copiers. At the end of 1, no score. You're watching Bryant Hornet football. It's Arkansas Copier Center, your Kyocera experts. For over 40 years, we've delivered Kyocera technology with unbeatable service. Need printers or copiers? Call us today at 501-562-8297 or visit arkansascopier.com. Arkansas Copier Center, whatever it takes. It's the start of the second quarter. Thanks for being with us tonight. No score between Cabot and Bryant. This is just the second offensive drive of the game for Cabot. Bryant had the ball only one time in the first quarter, and Cabot is on the move. They've overcome big penalties as they put the ball on the ground to Powell yet again to the 17-yard line. Powell will pick up about 3 yards, 4 yards. And it's 2nd and 6.
0 was met by number 73 on Bryant. Ryan Horn on that play.
What a drive here from Cabot. After a turnover on downs on 4th and 5 for Bryant, Cabot took over at their own 30 with 5:38 remaining in the first and have kept the football. There's Moman, wraps up Powell, takes him down. No gain, a loss of 1, in fact.
Gavin Moman, there he is, coming off the edge, getting around that offense, doing a great job.
And he's going out of the game, carrying his helmet to the sidelines after the loss. Third and 8 now. Not 3rd and 78. The board says 3rd and 78. Maddie caught it. She saw it. We were checking that, the numbers on the board there. 3rd down and 8. And McCrory, here comes all sorts of pressure. He'll release, incomplete. Goodness gracious, when you got Malachi McDonald, Sam and Matthew Nelson coming after you, you just get rid of the football as fast as you can.
Most definitely, and there's Sam Nelson and his brother Matthew Nelson. Those are both 2 threats on the edge. And also Ryan Horn is a big threat on that D-line.
Well, Cabot will try the field goal from 35 yards. And the kick is up. It had the distance, and it is good from Blaylock. Lucas Blaylock puts Cabot on the board with 10:46 remaining in the second quarter. We'll just stay right here, Jordan. And what a drive that was from Cabot. Go back and recap this for you. They started with 5:38 left in the first quarter. Lost of a yard, then picked up 7. Then the 2 big penalties on Bryant, then the big penalties on Cabot. At one time they had 1st and 25. They overcame that, and they end up putting together a nearly 7-minute drive for the game's first points.
Yeah, both sides, Cabot, defense and offense, doing a great job, but that makes you wonder, can they do that all game? Because we know Bryant can perform all game, but can Cabot perform all game? And Cabot offense, like I said, doing a great job, but this is the best defense in the state. And Bryant has a very good offense as well. They have 3 running backs that can perform. They're strong, they're fast, and they're physical.
And Jordan, we saw all 3 running backs used on that opening drive, which was a little different than what we have seen from Bryant this year. Normally, maybe 1 or 2. Sometimes it only takes 1 running back. Like a week ago, Colin Robinson, 4 straight carries. He was in the end zone. But certainly a different approach than what we have seen. I think that's Cameron Pickett Jr. back deep to receive, and Jacoby Boone. So early on, second quarter, we'll see Cabot kick off in just a moment. Our crew got to spend some time catching, I guess you'd call it field goal practice before the game. And I made a couple of good catches, I would say. I'd say Andrew's got the best arm of us, probably. Well, the kick is fielded at the 5 by Jacoby Boone, and here comes a return. Boone's to the 20, to the 25, spins away out to the 29. And let's see if they give him the full 30. We've got a player down for the Hornets. Jake Elliott, player down for the Hornets. So we'll take a quick break here with 10:39 to go in the second. 3-0 Cabot. You're watching Bryant Hornet football. Jake Elliott helped off the field, the second Bryant Hornet to suffer an injury so far in this game. Early on second quarter, Bryant trailing 3-0. Incredibly rare that we would say that. The handoff goes to Jacoby Boone. They're getting everybody into the running game in this one. Boone out past the 35 to the 37. 7-yard pickup for Boone. That'll bring up 2nd and 3.
Bryant Office doing a good job blocking for Boone on that play. Bryant has Kyler Shelby at quarterback.
They give him 8 yards, actually, and it's going to be 2nd and 2. Shelby is in the game at quarterback, and that bounces off of the chest of Keenan Latin, incomplete. It brings up a 3rd down. Jordan, I was trying to think, has Bryant trailed this season?
They have not.
Yeah, I didn't think
They have
so.
not.
I did not think so. Wow. Well, they had a couple of close games at halftime against LRCA and Pulaski Academy, but those turned out to be blowouts. Last week, Bryant was up 35-0 at halftime against Southwest. Trailing 3-0. Big play. 3rd down and 2. Shelby, and they go on the ground, and Zachariah Curtis-Jones has the 1st down. Needed 2 and picked up 4, and Bryant moves the chains. The running game is working tonight. Bryant moving quickly. On the ground, that's Hodges. Hodges takes the carry to the 45. Minimal gain there. Bryant will hop right back up and go right back to it. Kyler Shelby back to Hodges, looking for the near sidelines. Hodges to the 40, takes the tackler with him out of bounds to the 30. There's the speed of TJ Hodges. Big run.
Bryant playing tempo right now, trying to get plays down quickly.
1st down and 10 for the Hornets. And Kyler Shelby fakes the handoff. He throws. Tucker with the catch. Tucker breaks a tackle. Tucker still going. Caleb Tucker inside the 15-yard line. It's a huge catch and run for Caleb Tucker. And Bryant is inside the red zone, and they're moving quickly. Pickup of about 19 yards. It's Robinson in the game at running back. Shelby will throw incomplete. He was trying to connect with Kamari Austin. The coverage was from Carlos Lozano, and it's 2nd down. Everybody can slow down for just a moment. Bryant now takes their time, looking over to the coaches on the sidelines for the call. They've got everybody lined up. On the ground, Colin Robinson. Robinson bounces off of a tackler. Robinson is inside the 10, inside the 5, and right near the 1st down marker around the 4-yard line, just a bit shy of that. It's 3rd down. 3rd and short. Give to Kyler Shelby. Goes to Robinson. Robinson is in the end zone. Colin Robinson has Bryant's 1st touchdown.
Great run by number 11 for Bryant, Colin Robinson. Great job by him getting around those blocks. Bryant has J.D. Olson again doing the field goals.
Yeah, Olson the extra point, and it's Jacoby Boone holding with Billingsley the deep snapper, and the kick is up and good. So inside 9 to play in the 2nd quarter. The Hornets come back and produce 7 to counter the 3. Bryant leads 7-3. We're back in a moment. You're watching Bryant Hornet football. 8-play drive for the Hornets results in a Colin Robinson 3-yard touchdown run, and the Hornets on the board and with the lead. So if they had trailed this season, it wasn't for long, 2 minutes and 3 seconds, and King kicks it into the end zone this time. Much better effort there, and Cabot will have the football 1st and 10 from their own 20 this time. Saw Jacoby Boone run the football a little bit. We saw Colin Robinson, and we saw Tucker make a catch. Hodges with a big run. Once again, another drive, Jordan, with a little bit of everything.
Yeah, for sure. And then Bryant, which is what we see usually, they have Colin, that last play, gain that touchdown, which is really, that's who they use in the red zone.
Yeah, they have. They've gone to him. He's a strong runner there. The pitch to Powell, and Powell is going to have a pretty good first down play there out to the 25-yard line. The 24, give him 4 yards. He's a hard runner as well. Cooper Powell, the senior running back.
He's having quite a good night. Tackle was made by number 36, Kavion Smith, that last play.
Man in motion for Cabot. McCrory not quite ready yet. They get only a yard there. Third down and 5 for Cabot. We'll see if this Bryant defense can make a stand and just get the football right back to the offense. I think McCrory's probably going to pass the football here. And he is hit hard. He's dropped. Oh my goodness. What a hit right there from Nelson. Matthew Nelson with the hit. It is a big loss, and it's 4th and 10. Cabot will have to punt the football.
That was a great job by Matthew Nelson on that play. Getting around that tackle. Doing a great job. There's that big hit. Afterwards, he was showing off his gloves. They have the Oklahoma logo on them.
Well, Boomer Sooner for that Hornet right there. The punter has to punt from the 10, and it is not a good one. Wow, off the side of his foot. There is no way that ball went that far. They're spotting it out of bounds. Yeah, they got to go backwards. About to say, we got to keep going backwards. The line judge was going near the 40-yard line. That's probably pretty generous there. Around the 32, it looks like. Wow. So Bryant in business after the big sack. Bryant has it 1st down and 10 from the Cabot 32-yard line. Momentum has certainly shifted back to the Hornets, who lead 7-3. Moats is back in the game at quarterback. Hodges is the running back. Moats to throw, and he finds Cooper Billingsley, turns upfield and takes it inside the 20-yard line. Billingsley with his first catch of the game, and recently found a college to attend.
Yes, sir, and that college was Henderson State. He'll be right next to all those seniors that went there last year, or that went to OBU last year, excuse me, so they'll be right next to each other.
Out of bounds at the 15-yard line, so that was a pickup of 17 yards. They're going right back to Billingsley again. So Billingsley surpasses 20 receiving yards here as he is able to take the football down to around the 10-yard line, right at the 10, in fact. He picks up 5. Now Moats on the ground, a handoff. Not much there for Hodges. Hodges will come out of the game, and here's Colin Robinson back in. So Robinson, a touchdown run a moment ago. Jordan just told you they like to go to him in the red zone. And on 3rd down and 3, the key part here is to pick up the 3 yards for a 1st down. They want more than that. And it's going to be Moats. He's passing. It's Billingsley with the catch. It's Billingsley in the end zone. And it's another touchdown for Billingsley and the Hornets.
He can block, he can catch, he can do it all. Great job by Cooper Billingsley there. Great blocking as well by the Bryant offense, giving Moats that time to find Billingsley. You can see the replay right there, getting around. Cooper wide open and doing a great job just getting to the end zone.
8-yard touchdown catch from Moats to Billingsley, and Olsen adds the extra point. Less than 6 to go until halftime. Bryant with back-to-back touchdowns. They're rolling. They lead 14-3. We're back in a moment. You're watching Bryant Hornet football. Cooper Billingsley, the 8-yard touchdown catch from Moats. And the tight end finds the end zone. Bryant leads 14-3. 5:44 to play until halftime. 2 touchdowns in the last 3 minutes from Bryant. King kicks it away. Might be a return this time. Fielded at around the 1-yard line. And indeed a return, bouncing to the outside with some running room is Jalen Hart. Hart still going up across the 30-yard line. Hit the pile and bounced outside of it. Good starting field position once again for Cabot.
Hart was met by number 5, Matthew Ferguson for Bryant. Cabot offense doing a pretty good job this game, getting yards, getting past those Bryant DBs and linebackers.
We will see how Cabot's offense responds after just being stuffed last time. McCrory, the quarterback, and he has Powell to his left with a receiver in motion. And McCrory looking to throw, heaving it downfield. Wilson tried to put on the brakes and go back for it. Fell a yard shy of him, incomplete. 2nd and 10. And we have a flag as well. Did you see it, Jordan?
Yeah, it looks like it could have been holding. Most definitely probably was holding on Cabot.
That is the case. There's his call. So the holding penalty negates the incomplete pass. Still first down, but it's 1st and 20. A lot of times on those opening drives, things are scripted, planned out. Cabot was able to get 3. But right now, the Bryant defense has started to take over. That's a decent run there, up out past the 25. But again, when you set yourself 10 yards back, you got a long way to go. So pick up a 5, and it's 2nd and 15. Man goes in motion, and McCrory looking to throw. He throws it. Day Wilson has it. It's green turf in front of him. It's 6. It's Day Wilson, and a touchdown for the Hornets. Too easy for Day Wilson as he takes it all the way back for the touchdown.
Great job by number 7, Day Wilson. You can see in the replay here. There's that interception. Day Wilson wasn't even on that receiver. He was keeping his eyes open, and there he was.
29-yard return on the pick 6 for Day Wilson. And Jordan, I told you today in 6th period, we were watching the highlights, I said, that deep ball's not going to work. Bryant's going to intercept that pass. They listened to me.
Yeah, they did.
4:50 to go until halftime. Bryant 21, Cabot 3. We're back in a moment. You're watching Bryant Hornet football. Day Wilson with the 29-yard pick six, and at 21-3, Bryant pulling away a bit. Another return opportunity here for Hart as he fields inside the 5, and this time snowed under a bit. Bryant does a better job on the coverage that time, and Cabot will have it from their own 20-yard line. Now it's starting to feel like a Bryant football game. You've had a little bit of everything, Jordan. You get your defensive score.
Yeah, for sure. Bryant defense is on fire now. They're all warmed up with this cool weather that we're having. Bryant offense as well starting to get a good flow going.
By the way, we got to enjoy the cool weather before the game, as I said. Big shout out to Mr. Colton Croy for driving the bus for us here, getting us here early, and to everybody else for allowing that to happen. And we got a chance to just set up and enjoy the scenes of the road game for a little while, and nice to get settled in that way. Cabot puts it on the ground, only picks up a yard as the defense is starting to tighten up even more. They're not allowing much right now.
Yeah, most definitely, and it's really all that Bryant D-line and linebackers doing a great job just getting upfield when they need to. Bryant linebackers giving good coverage.
If you're McCrory, you got to be a little afraid to pass the ball, knowing what's in the secondary after throwing the pick six a moment ago. Quarterback's not happy with his tight end there. He had him on the wrong side, came up to talk to him. And the handoff will go to Powell. I see Cornelius there first to stand him up. And then Malachi McDonald and Nelson and Ferguson and Wilson and Bryant Davis and everybody else all there.
Yeah, the whole defense was there on that play, and they're doing a great job.
Yeah, not Wilson that time actually. He was back a little further, but everybody else pretty much on the play. 3rd down and 6, and Cabot clearly is now just kind of slowing things down as best they possibly can. They don't want to give the football back to Bryant. Receiver in motion. McCrory looking to pass. Here comes the throw, and he has a man downfield who will dive for it and come up incomplete. Pretty good effort downfield. That was the man in motion, Bentley Harrell. It's 4th down, and Cabot will punt the football again.
That was just a big play for Cabot. Was going to be a big play for Cabot. Unfortunately, the throw was a bit overthrown, a bit impossible to grab. Bryant defense doing a good job this quarter.
Lucas Blaylock will punt, and Jacoby Boone waiting just inside his own territory. We have a penalty flag from the line judge on the near side, on the Cabot side. It's 4th down and 6. Offsides against Bryant. Brings up 4th and 1. Well, I think Cabot still punts the football here. They're pinned too far back in their own territory. Down by 18. A little more interesting, though. Blaylock just moves up a few yards. Bryant has all 3 timeouts left. Plenty of time. See if Blaylock gets away a better punt this time. He does. High booming punt. Sends Boone backwards. Boone is going to take it off of a high hop at the 18-yard line. And there's a bit of a screen set for him to take it up around the 30. They grab him by the shoulder pad to bring him down. I think at first Boone was going to let that just fly over his head and get out of the way, but once it took the high hop, he had time to catch it. So 1st down and 10 for Bryant. They start from their own 31-yard line. Just under 3 to play until halftime. Halftime, we'll look back through the first half, look at some of those highlights, and also give you scores from around 7A. It's getting late in the regular season now. 1st and 10 from the 31, and Shelby with an empty backfield. Sets, throws, Austin, catch, 45-yard line. Tackled right there, but it's a pickup of 14 and a 1st down.
Bryant O-line doing a good job giving Shelby time to find his receiver, and Kamari Austin doing a great job making that catch.
4 wide, 2 each way, going empty backfield again. Shelby, another throw, across the middle. Same guy, same result. Austin the catch, but then he dropped it. So it's incomplete. He had it and then fell out of his hands. 2nd and 10. Looked like he had it, couldn't hold on. Bryant now seems like they're going to just one receiving target on each drive, as they went to Billingsley several times last time. Now Austin. Now it's downfield a bit high. Latin in front of the Cabot players on the sidelines, incomplete. It's 3rd down and 10. Moats will come back into the game, replacing Shelby mid-drive. We've not seen that too often, to replace during the drive. So Jeremiah Moats in the game. And the running back will be Zachariah Curtis Jones. Bryant needs something here, because I feel like they might even go for it on 4th down. Moats, he's throwing. They go back to Billingsley. He'll need to break a tackle to get the 1st down. Can't quite do so, but it's a good chunk of yardage on 3rd down that makes this 4th down play manageable. Bryant is able to pick up 8, and it's 4th and 2.
Bryant has Cooper doing a lot more catching this game. Obviously, he's a great blocker as well, like I said before, but he can do it all.
They line him up in the slot right this time. Handoff on the ground to Zachariah Curtis Jones. He'll try to push the pile, and he does for a 1st down. Just barely, but it is a 1st down and 10 for the Hornets. Inside 2 to play until halftime, leading 21-3. Oh, Moats not ready for the snap. Recovers, but they've stopped play. They have a flag, and I believe it's going to be against Bryant, which actually, if it is, maybe helps them. It's not the worst case scenario. That play was busted, and that's why Moats wasn't ready for the football. Running back in the backfield with Moats, Curtis Jones. Moats will throw on the run, and the catch is made. Taking it inside the 40-yard line, Tucker with the catch, and tackled fairly quickly, but it's a good play for Caleb Tucker. Goes for 13 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. They're moving quickly. Hodges on the ground. Hodges breaks away. There he goes to the house. 37 yards for TJ Hodges.
That speed is very dangerous for this Cabot defense. O-line doing a good job letting Hodges get around those blocks. You can see on the replay here. Bryant moving really, really quickly. There's Rucker with a great block. And there's Hodges just getting that open field.
Olsen's extra point off the upright and in. It's good. 28-3. Nearly just a little over 1 minute to go until halftime. We'll take a break. You're watching Bryant Hornet football. Takes just about 2 minutes for Bryant to find the end zone again. And King's kickoff will go into the end zone for a touchback this time. It was a 14-yard completion to start the drive, then 2 incomplete passes. They went to Billingsley for 8 and were faced with a 4th and 2. Picked up those 2 yards, then a penalty, then a Caleb Tucker catch, and a TJ Hodges 37-yard touchdown run. 1:09 to play. Bryant has all 3 timeouts. You know Cabot likes to pass the ball. They risk an incomplete pass, which would stop the clock. There's still plenty of time, believe it or not, for Bryant here with all their timeouts left. And McCrory does indeed want to throw it. And he goes, makes a catch at the 25. Not a big play there, but the receiver did make the catch, and it only gains 2. Got an official who has tried to stop play, and there's Bryant taking their first of 3 timeouts here in the second half. So that takes about 10 seconds off the clock. And we know that that's what Bryant wants to try to do here to make the stop. So a couple things to promote here coming up for Hornet Media. We're getting close to the end of the month, which means another episode of the Bryant Buzz is right around the corner. Looking forward to all of the stories there from the third period news team. And our sports production class already started production on our fall sports show. We hope to have that out before Thanksgiving break for you. So within the next month, look for that on the Hornet Media YouTube channel. We just finished up our volleyball season. 9 volleyball broadcasts this season, and 2 this week. They will play in the conference tournament next week right here at Cabot, actually. But we're done for our regular season coverage there, and we'll be into basketball season before you know it as well. So a lot happening, as always. Let's see what Bryant does now. 2-yard gain after that completed pass. McCrory is still wanting to throw. He's sacked. He is dropped by Nelson. Sam Nelson with the sack. And Bryant will take another timeout, I would think. They actually added a few seconds back to the clock a moment ago. And so now they have it stopped with 59 seconds left. And Bryant has taken their second timeout. Remember, they picked up 2 yards on the first down play, so that's a big sack, a loss of 5. 3rd down and 13. If you're Bryant, if you make a stop, you have to go ahead and use that final timeout. So you'd be more than likely looking at your final drive without any timeouts remaining. But the mercy rule, whether they score or not, is not going to be in effect to start the third quarter because you have to be up by 35. So because of that field goal from Cabot, whether Bryant can get the ball back or not and score, we're still going to have stoppage of the clock in the third quarter. But it does get you closer to having it rolling if you can get a stop and some points. At that point, you might just be looking for 3. So it's 3rd down and 13. And McCrory this time will hand it off to Powell. They're looking to just run the clock a little bit before Bryant charges in for their final timeout. And they take it. That took only 7 seconds. And really, I don't even know if it took that long. See if they add anything to it here. Bryant, their final timeout. Well, when you get the football back, Jordan, what are you thinking here? What is the play Bryant will try to go to? Or who will they go to, maybe?
Well, that all depends on the quarterback. If it's Kyler Shelby, I'm thinking maybe a deep ball. If it's Moats, maybe a big run or just a bunch of short passes to maybe Kamari Austin or whatever. But again, it depends on who comes out at the quarterback spot.
Well, we got to get to that point. We'll wait for Cabot to punt the football away, but it is going to happen soon. It's incredible that Bryant was 4 minutes into the second quarter with only 1 offensive possession, and yet in the last 8 minutes they have scored 4 times. One of those a defensive touchdown. Cabot punting. It's Blaylock standing at his own 5-yard line. Maybe Boone can get a big return. 54 seconds to go. A good punt. And no opportunity at a return for Boone. Now we'll keep the clock rolling for a couple more seconds, but it's down pretty quickly by Cabot. Bryant's offense will come out first down and 10 with the football spotted at their own 44-yard line. Probably be looking for some passes to the sidelines. Your quarterback here is Kyler Shelby. No timeouts left for the Hornets. Trying to get into position to get at least 3. They'll play action pass, and it's Tucker who makes the catch. He is immediately bottled up. Not much room for Caleb Tucker. A good open field tackle. That takes the football to midfield, and Bryant moves quickly. On the ground this time to Robinson. Interesting run here for Robinson, and he might just break away. Robinson, the 30, the 20, the 10, the 5, the end zone. Colin Robinson on just 2 plays. Bryant blows the doors open in this one in the first half.
Colin makes it look too easy. There's the replay right here. Shelby takes the snap. There's Colin going around all his blockers. Rucker making a good block, breaking tackles. Again, that easy touchdown.
Wow. Olsen's extra point, it is good, and that makes it 35-3 with 20 seconds to play until half. We're back in a moment. You're watching Bryant Hornet football. If you haven't done so already, follow us on Instagram, or the gram as I call it, Hornet Media TV. Bryant going for an onside kick, and the ball is still loose. Who has come up with it? Wow, Bryant was trying to get the football and to go for a few more, but Cabot recovered it, and you just never know. Bryant was trying to get the mercy rule in effect in the first half. 2 timeouts left for Cabot. They have not shown much offense after that opening 3 points. So yeah, follow us on Hornet Media TV on Instagram. We're posting highlights as the game goes tonight. Andrew and Maddie working at that, all the big plays on our story, so check it out. Cabot content to keep the football on the ground. They will pick up a yard, and that should bring us to halftime, where we'll take a break. And we'll come back a few minutes before kickoff and recap some of the first half plays and also give you scores from around 7A and just around the region in general. Bryant scores 5 touchdowns in an 8-minute span in the second quarter to take a 35-3 halftime lead. We're back in about 15 minutes. Stay with us. You're watching Bryant Hornet football. It's halftime at Panther Stadium in Cabot, where Bryant has a 35-3 lead. Michael Westbrook here, and we turn it over to Maddie Calhoun. She has an interview for us. Most games at halftime, and well, this one a little different than normal. It's one of our very own. Maddie?
Yes, I'm here with Caden Key, one of the members of our crew for every Friday night football game. Caden, give us a little bit about what you do on Friday nights.
So for Friday nights, I'm the technical director. So what I really do is I just switch between the cameras, and I just kind of run the show, try to tell the story, the game.
Nice. So we get to travel on these road games, and that's really fun. What's one main difference you see from being at a home game and doing technical directing and being on a road game? What's one thing that sticks out as different?
Well, home games you kind of have all week to kind of set up. Like sometimes we go down to the field on Fridays, but road games you kind of have to set up like when you get there 2 hours before the game. So sometimes it can be a little panicky to get it set up, but like tonight we had plenty of time.
Yeah. What is one memory or event or thing that sticks out to you as one of your favorites from working Friday nights?
I don't know if I have one specific memory except for beating Mr. Westbrook in a race the other week at PA.
Yeah, that was a good one.
And then road games are pretty fun just because you're at a new environment, and like today we got the catch kicks after we set up.
Yeah. So you're a part of our news crew as well. What's one thing in Hornet? Well, you're a part of news crew and sports production, so you're in both classes. And so what's one thing going on in Hornet Media that you're excited for people to see or that you're excited to work on?
Just all the news shows, really, the sports show and the regular news show. Putting those together and seeing that come to fruition is really rewarding. And then the extravaganza we do every year in December, I'll finally be able to be a part of that, and I'm looking forward to it.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Caden. Back to you, Mr. Westbrook.
Okay, thank you, Maddie. I'm looking forward to the extravaganza as well. It's one of the most stressful and fun days of the year. About 2 minutes to go here before we get the second half started. They'll probably add a few more minutes of time on the clock. And so we're going to look back through kind of how this first half developed. And the game started with just not a lot of offense would be the best way to describe it, as Cabot had the football and eventually had to punt at 4th and 6 with 9:30 to go in the first quarter. Bryant had the football from their own 25-yard line. Caleb Tucker picked up 5 yards on the first play. In fact, Bryant would pick up 18 yards on their first 4 plays, but then an incomplete pass. Kamari Austin did have a big 16-yard catch. Eventually, however, a nearly 4-minute drive would stall out. Bryant had 4th and 5, and an incomplete pass ended up being a turnover on downs that gave the ball back to Cabot. And they put together one solid drive with 5:38 to go in the first quarter. They just kept marching the football down the field. Picked up 7. They had a couple of penalties. Started to go backwards with a couple of penalties. Ended up having 1st and 25. And the first quarter ran out. It was 0-0 at that point. We start the second quarter. And Powell, the big senior running back, Cooper Powell, ran for 4 yards. Moman stopped him for a 1-yard loss after that, and then an incomplete pass brought up 4th and 8. Lucas Blaylock came on for a 35-yard field goal. He connected with that one at 10:46 to go in the second quarter. Those were the game's first points. Cabot was leading 3-0, and then Bryant just absolutely went on a tear. The first touchdown was a Colin Robinson 3-yard touchdown run with 8:43 to go in the quarter. Matthew Nelson had a huge sack that forced Cabot to have to punt the football. And then just a couple of plays later, it was all about Cooper Billingsley. As they started from the Cabot 32-yard line, he had 3 consecutive catches of 17 yards, of 5 yards, and then of 8 yards for the 32 yards to make it 14-3. Then Day Wilson with a pick 6, ran it back 29 yards with 4:50 to go until halftime. That gave Bryant a 21-3 lead as J.D. Olson was good on all 3 of his extra points at that point. And then with 1:09 remaining in the quarter, T.J. Hodges, 37-yard touchdown run. That's where the game really began to break open at 28-3. And if that wasn't enough, they were able to stop Cabot. Cabot gets 2 yards on a completed pass, then a sack. They run it for minimal yardage, and they have to punt as Bryant was able to use all 3 of their timeouts. And Bryant took over at their own 44-yard line. They go to Caleb Tucker for 5 yards. That put the ball 5 yards at their own 49, and on the very next play, it was Colin Robinson for a 51-yard touchdown run to make our halftime score 35-3. Bryant did try an onside kick after that. They weren't able to recover it, and so we will start the second half without the sportsmanship rule, but Bryant will have the football first, and a touchdown would start that second half clock. And a lot of games played last night as bad weather was approaching, and so, and especially Northwest Arkansas, games were played on Thursday night this week. But Jordan has a look at our scores from around 7A and around the region.
Yeah, we'll start with the games yesterday. We'll start with Bentonville West and Rogers. Bentonville defeated Rogers 56-28, and then we have. So, last game I said that was Bentonville West and Rogers Heritage. Next game we have Bentonville and Rogers. Bentonville beat Rogers 31-28. Then we have Fayetteville and Springdale. Fayetteville defeated Springdale 52-28. Now we have today Pulaski Academy and Conway. Conway is up 20-12. Little Rock Christian and Little Rock Southwest. Little Rock Christian is up 21-8. We have Little Rock Central and North Little Rock. They are both tied at 7. Then we have Springdale Harbor and Fort Smith Northside. Springdale is up 13, Fort Smith 3.
All right, thanks, Jordan. Here's a few stats from the first half, and thanks to the Cabot broadcast team, Mitch Lilly and his crew, for providing some numbers for us. For Bryant, Jeremiah Moats, 6 of 9 for 62 yards and a touchdown. Kyler Shelby, 4 of 7 for 36 yards. Both of them comparable long passes there. Shelby as long as past 19 yards. Moats was 17. And for Cabot, their quarterback is 3 of 8 for a total of just 18 yards and 1 interception. On the ground, Jacoby Boone, 1 carry for 8 yards. Zachariah Curtis-Jones, 7 for 23. Hodges has 5 for 71 yards. And Robinson, 4 for 65. For Cabot, Cooper Powell has carried the ball 16 times for 42 yards. The quarterback, McCrory, 4 carries for 9 yards. And Cannon Moore had 1 for 14 yards. The Hornets receiving corps, Tucker, 4 catches, 31 yards. Kamari Austin, 2 for 29. And Billingsley, a perfect 4 on 4 attempts for 38 yards and a touchdown. And that is a look at all of the numbers and stats from halftime. We'll take just a quick break here, and we'll have the second half coming up in just a moment. You're watching Bryant Hornet Football. It's the start of the second half. Thanks for being with us. And here is the kickoff with a return from Pickett. And there is some room to run here, up past the 35, out past the 40. Good return right there for Bryant to take the football out. It was, Cameron Pickett Jr. On the return there, I'm Michael Westbrook. He's Jordan Morales. Maddie Calhoun with us, along with Caden Key, Andrew Tate Lee, Preston Key, and Justin Reynolds, our road crew tonight. And we are ready to see what Bryant does on their first drive of the second half, as they will attempt to get a touchdown to get the sportsmanship rule in effect. Actually, a field goal would do it. Handoff is to Hodges, who is wrapped up around the ankles. Doesn't go down right away. We'll pick up a yard. And now it's 2nd and 9. Bryant's drive starting at their own 43-yard line. Great field position. So it's Hodges, and it is also Jeremiah Moats to start this second half. They have Tucker lined up as the lone receiver to the near side. A pitch back to Hodges, some blockers out in front. Hodges hits the 50-yard line and stumbles forward maybe an extra yard down to the Cabot 49-yard line.
Good run by Hodges. He was stopped pretty quickly last play, but he definitely makes up for it this play.
And so it is 3rd down and 3 after a 5-yard pickup. Moats is going to pitch it. Kamari Austin running to the near side, and Kamari Austin has a big play inside the 40-yard line to move the chains for the Hornets all the way down to the 35-yard line. Bryant in business here. Kamari Austin with the catch. Hornets moving quickly now, and Moats will throw again. Kamari Austin on the sidelines, makes the grab, immediately tackled by Jalen Hart and out of bounds. Minimal gain there, only 2 yards, maybe 3. And it's 2nd down for the Hornets, 2nd and 7, a 3-yard pickup. It's interesting that Bryant kind of makes it a point to go to the same wide receiver. Here's Robinson. And Robinson takes it near the 20. You think you might go to Tucker, then to Austin, mix it up a little bit, throw the defense off. No, once they start throwing to a guy on a drive, they just keep going back to it.
Yeah, they do.
So look for Kamari Austin more on this drive. It's a 1st down, 1st and 10. Moats, he throws. There's Austin again, and he's wrapped up. Good tackle at the 15-yard line, but it's 3 catches on the drive for Kamari Austin. And it is a pickup of 6 yards, 2nd and 4. 35-3 Bryant. Moats looks right, throws. Caleb Tucker with a catch. Blockers in front. Caleb Tucker to the 5. Tucker end zone. Touchdown. Caleb Tucker. Touchdown Bryant Hornets. It's 41-3.
Bryant offense on fire right now. There's that Caleb Tucker touchdown, and a great blocking by number 23, Jacoby Boone. There's the replay. Moats taking the snap, looking right at Caleb, and there's that great block by Boone, also joined by Cooper Billingsley.
Olsen's extra point, good. We have a penalty flag, so hold on just a second. Bryant goes down the field in 6 plays for the touchdown. 57-yard touchdown drive. We're still waiting for the call here with 9:45 to play in the 3rd. And here's a call from our referee. Illegal formation against Bryant. They're going to have to kick it again. So Kamari Austin with 3 catches on that drive, a couple of run plays, and it ends up being Caleb Tucker with a 15-yard touchdown catch. Olsen will back up a bit. Not quite sure where he's going to land there. They keep backing him up, Jordan. Have you ever tried kicking a field goal?
I've never tried.
I've tried one time. It was a pretty bad effort. Olsen's kick, and he's good from that distance. So that makes it 42-3, and we'll take a break. You're watching Bryant Hornet football. Six-play, 57-yard drive for the Hornets to start the third quarter, and that will get the sportsmanship rule in effect with the clock rolling now in the second half. As Bryant leads 42-3, big kick from King into the end zone. No opportunity for a return. It's a touchback. And so we may not see Bryant score too many more points, but it has turned out once again to be a dominating performance from the Hornets. Now, Cabot was giving up about 37 points a game. Bryant giving up only 10 points a game. It could very well be less than that tonight. And as you said, Jordan, you were right, and mentioned at the beginning, Cabot not quite the team they've been in recent years. Coach Scott Reed had some 9-win teams his first couple of seasons, but they have struggled the last few years, and at 2-5, they're going to fall to 2-6 by the time this one is done tonight. And in the game now for Cabot, I saw Christopher Fowler out there, the fullback. They've also got, well, they got two number 25s. Morris, the running back, I believe, in the game now. And that's who they go to there. Kylan Morse, the junior. Now it's third down. We might see a few of the Bryant backups in the game as well. We'll start mentioning those as we see them. Definitely looks like we've got some new members of the defensive line out here for this second half. Morris again on the ground, tries to break free, stopped at the 30-yard line. Good tackle, but it's right at the first down marker, and I think they'll probably give Cabot that. They will. It's a first down. See Brendan Hill out there, a sophomore defensive lineman. Terrence Ellis. Jaden Jones. So 3 running plays from Cabot. Again, the clock's going to roll no matter what. And we've hit 8 minutes to go in the third. Morris, the running back, yet again. And pretty good blocking up there to give him about 3 yards.
Morris was stopped by number 32, Jalen Brewster, a senior for Bryant. He's had a few good plays for Bryant. He had
That's a name we've called over the years. Yep. Getting some playing time here in this second half. And it will be McCrory who is throwing, and that goes through the hands of Grady Smith, incomplete.
Pass looked a bit too quick for that receiver to catch. Maybe not ready, but that was number 18 for Bryant, Malik Ship, on that coverage.
We were told by our informant that some fans are leaving already on the Cabot side. And it does feel a little quieter on that home side. Morris runs into his own man, one of his linemen, and then he is cleaned up there. Tackle made by Terrence Ellis, and it's now 4th down, 4th and 8. I think Cabot is going to have to punt the football. They're waiting a moment to bring the punt team on, but they threw one pass play that went incomplete and have basically kept the football on the ground with not much you can do. 6.5 to go in the third quarter. They take Boone off the field, and the return will come from Cameron Pickett Jr. If you're Bryant here and you're a backup player, you just don't want to make any mistakes. Keep this game rolling. Another booming kick, and Pickett will field at the 23-yard line. Pickett, he takes it up past the 35 to the 37. Jordan, we've got a flag down. I think we're going to have an illegal hit or a block in the back of some sort.
Yeah, and if that's the case, that was 31 for Bryant, Jeremiah Smith back there. Maybe the flag is on Bryant. Bryant brings out their secondary offensive line.
That'll push Bryant backwards, but it's not going to affect him too much here. I think if you're the coaching staff here, you would like to see the backups for Bryant move the football downfield and score. They've had a few drives where they've stalled out when the backups have been in the game, and now they've had several games of experience, and so we'll see what happens. It's still Kyler Shelby at quarterback. And in the game at running back now for the Hornets is Caleb Leak. So they faked to Leak, and that ball is batted down. Batted down by Cabot. Incomplete pass. Joey Bartlett knocking the football down. I have to tell y'all, I will have to prepare better for Cabot. I cannot do the one-page roster in the size 8 font in the dark. I'm going to have to work on that a little bit 2 years from now, Jordan.
Yeah.
Will you be back with me, maybe?
I will.
We'll figure
Yeah,
out
I
a
will.
way. Yeah. Remind me
Yeah,
to
most definitely.
not use 8-point fonts, all right?
All right.
Okay. Well, Bryant does get a first down there, and that's a big play because now you've got a few more downs. You're going to be really close to winding out this third quarter clock, honestly. Shelby looking to pass. He throws. It's Jacoby Boone with a catch. And Boone is pushed backwards, but his forward progress will take him to the 32. It's a 7-yard pickup for Jacoby Boone. And they'll give him only 6. Call it 2nd and 4. Shelby looking to quarterback keep this time and will stay in bounds and then pushed out at the last second. And again, it doesn't matter as far as the clock is concerned whether he stays in or goes out, but he did make the right move there to try to stay in bounds, and it was a first down, and so it's 1st and 10 for Bryant out to the 38-yard line, and they're keeping the ball moving and the clock running. Again, Caleb Leak, the running back. They'll send a wide receiver in motion, and they're going to throw on the far side of the field. Boone caught it, but he was out of bounds. So it's an incomplete pass. Really good effort there from Boone, but just not quite able to stay in bounds. Backup running back goes out of the game, and believe, is that Pickett Jr. back there?
That is Pickett Jr.
He's in at running back this time. On 2nd and 10, 3.5 to play in the third. They fake the handoff. Pass. The ball is knocked free. Bryant will fall on it. And they do say a catch and a fumble with a Bryant recovery. It was Cruz Thomason with the catch. Knocked away from him, but Bryant falls on the football. The play ends up losing several yards, and it's 3rd and 13.
Although that pass was knocked out, that was a good hustle by Boone. You see right there, he finds the ball, gets it.
3rd down and 13. Let's see if Shelby passes the football this time. And they will send running back in motion. Shelby throws. He has an open target. Reeling it in one-handed. Oh, my goodness. Cameron Pickett Jr. And they are going to say just shy of the goal line. He's all the way inside the 1 before he's dropped down.
Great pass by Kyler Shelby. Great job by the O-line, giving him some time. Wow, what a great catch by Pickett. That's probably our play of the game right there.
I think we could give that the play of the game. Shelby, quarterback keep. He's trying to find the end zone, and he's in. It's a touchdown once again for the Hornets.
There's Shelby going around his blockers, finding that end zone. Great catch by Pickett on that about 2 plays ago, making that one-hand grab and finding some field. And Bryant has J.D. Olson at field goal.
48-3. And that's good. That makes it 49-3. Kyler Shelby, the 1-yard touchdown run after the big Pickett catch. And the Hornets running away with it at 49-3. You're watching Bryant Hornet football. .208 to play in the third quarter. Pickett Jr., a one-handed 66-yard catch down at the 1-yard line. Kyler Shelby able to punch it in for 6. J.D. Olson's extra point makes it 49-3. All Bryant here in Game 8 of the regular season on the road. We are back at home next Friday against the North Little Rock Charging Wildcats before traveling to Conway to take on Buck James and the Wampus Cats in the final game of the regular season. It's coming down to the end of the regular season before the playoffs. If Bryant can maintain a 1 or 2 seed, it feels like they probably will. They'll be off for the opening round, and the playoffs will begin on November the 14th. So that's what's coming up. And again, we'll jump into basketball pretty soon as well. 1st and 10 for Cabot from their own 20-yard line. And a handoff on the ground goes absolutely nowhere. Good defense. You see anybody that got to him there, Jordan?
Yeah, that was number 41, Terrence Ellis.
So no gain. Brings up 2nd and 10. What a dominating defensive performance tonight from Bryant. After that one long drive where Cabot had a 35-yard field goal, it has just been absolutely nothing. Stats at halftime for McCrory is less than 20 yards passing, I believe it was. Another wrap-up tackle that time by the Hornets, and I believe it was Evan Kennemer that time, the 10th grader, making the stop. And we're going to roll inside 1 minute to play in the third on 3rd down and 7 for Cabot.
Last play was actually 41, Chris Bonds, not Terrence Ellis. Excuse me, guys.
Okay. So the last 3 meetings against Bryant, 56-6, or against Cabot, I should say. 56-6, 45-0, and now we're at 49-3. 3rd down and 7, and the running play doesn't go hardly anywhere. Brendan Hill is there for the tackle. And on 4th down, Cabot might wait to start the 4th quarter before they punt. The play clock and game clock a couple of seconds apart. Yep, they're going to just march off the field and let the 3rd quarter clock run out. They'll start the 4th quarter by punting the football back to Bryant. Bryant is able to get 2 touchdowns in the 3rd quarter. A Caleb Tucker 15-yard catch at the 9:45 mark, and then it was Kyler Shelby on a 1-yard touchdown run to make it 49-3 at the end of 3 quarters. We're back in a moment. You're watching Bryant Hornet football. We're doing sports tonight. Start of the fourth quarter. Cabot has to punt on 4th and 7, and Bryant will have the football back. Jordan, 12 minutes away from victory number 8. I think it's safe to say that at this point with the clock rolling. We try not to mention that too often, but it's been an incredible performance yet again, especially late second quarter. And really to get 2 touchdowns in the third with the clock rolling speaks a lot about what this team has done tonight.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. This team is just – they're rolling. They have – Bryant offense has number 16, Case King at quarterback.
All right, King is at quarterback, and he hands off. Wasn't much running room there as it was for Bryant. DJ Gooding trying to get to the outside, but might actually have lost a yard. Well, actually lost 2 yards. 2nd down and 12 as the marker's behind the sticks there. No need for Bryant to hurry. Get the backups a chance to have plenty of time to run the play. Back to Gooding on the ground. And they'll just kind of plunge forward back up past the original line of scrimmage. A pickup of 3, 3rd and 9. Sometimes in these situations, Jordan, the goal is to just hand the ball off, run 2 or 3 minutes off the clock, don't turn it over. Right now their job is to just control the clock. Don't make any mistakes. And so sometimes people think, well, they're not doing much. Well, they're also the backups. They're learning. But they are going to let King throw here on 3rd and 9, and he goes high, and it's intercepted. Cabot has a takeaway. Bronson Alondro with the interception there. And so Cabot has the football back. Alessandro with the interception. They will stop the clock during the change of possession. Some places we go to, they keep it running the whole time.
You'll see there on the replay. Unfortunately, that wasn't an interception, but looks like that was number 24 for Bryant. Cruz Thomason on that tackle.
So Cabot with the football back, and the defense will be called on to try to keep Cabot to 3. Panthers have not scored a touchdown. It's the backup quarterback in the game now for the Panthers, and the snap was a little bit behind him, it looked like. Ramsey Jones, a sophomore, takes over at quarterback for the Panthers.
That was number 39 for Bryant, Evan Rogers on that tackle.
Sometimes there's just not much else to say in a game like this.
Yeah.
49-3. Thought maybe Bryant might go over 50, but might not now. And now the defense worried about trying to make a stop. Quarterback will hand off on the ground. Morris again on the second possession. He keeps the pile moving inside the 30. A good run for him as he'll pick up 9 yards, and it's a 1st down and 10 for the Panthers.
And yeah, there's not much to say, Mr. Westbrook, but it's nice seeing these young guys getting playing time, making good plays on defense, especially these sophomores as well, seeing these sophomores making big plays.
Again, next week at home against North Little Rock. I am interested, Jordan, if you'll keep us updated on that Conway-Pulaski Academy game. At halftime, you said it was Conway 20, Pulaski Academy 12. So with the way PA plays, that's a 1-score game. And we'll see if we get any updates on that. That could be quite the shocker if PA is able to hang with them. But again, at halftime against Bryant, they were right there, and then it ended up not being the case. 8 minutes to go, fourth quarter, 49-3, all Bryant against Cabot. Andrew Godwin, the running back. And it's a handoff to Godwin. He's got a seam up the middle. Here he goes. He is inside the 10, taking the tacklers with him. Inside the 5, Andrew Godwin all the way down to the 3-yard line. That's probably the biggest play of the night for the Cabot Panthers as they're set up with 1st and goal.
very fast kid right there. He basically does all for Cabot. He plays kick returner, he does running back, he does defensive back, he does just about everything for Cabot. And he's a big playmaker for Cabot.
When the snap is bobbled, Cabot has to fall on it, and the backup quarterback does indeed recover the fumble. Ramsey Jones saves the possession for the Panthers, but now with less than 7 to go in the fourth quarter, Cabot going backwards. They have 2nd and goal, and I think that's quite right. They're only at the 9-yard line. 2nd and 9. And bobbled again. Bryant has come up with it this time, I think. Bryant has recovered the fumble, and so a turnover back the other way. The Hornets have come up with this football, and it is Evan Rogers who recovers it.
The senior for Bryant, number 39, Evan Rogers, getting that ball back for Bryant. Very, very high snap. There's Rogers right there making a great play for Bryant, and here's Bryant's offense. Case King is still out there at quarterback.
Evan Rogers, the fumble recovery. Let's see if Bryant can get one more before the end of the game. They keep the football on the ground. And a hard collision over in front of the platform, in front of the student running the camera for Cabot TV over there. Platform's okay, camera's okay. I believe our player's okay, so that's good. See if Bryant can get a long drive here, run out the final 6 minutes even. King, hands off, Gooding, or is that Latin back in there? It's Caleb Leak. There we go. 3rd time's a charm. Caleb Leak will pick up about 5 yards, and it brings up 3rd down and 5. Bryant had a little bit of everything in this one tonight, from the ground game and through the air. Taking their time on 3rd and 5. Last 2 possessions, both teams have turned it over, with some of the backups playing now. Back on the ground, and this is going to be shy of the 1st down marker, as Leak needed 5 and only picks up about 2. 4th down and 3. Bryant will send the punt team on. For the first time tonight?
Yeah.
Grayson King will punt for the first time tonight. Inside 5 minutes to play in the 4th quarter. You'll take that any day. Aiden Tatum is back deep to receive. Can still run a few more seconds off the clock. 4th and 2, and King will send it away. Fair catch called for and taken at the 36-yard line. Cabot takes over there. And at 49-3, you would think maybe the final possession of the game for Cabot. We'll see how it goes.
Bryant's D-line, 2nd string, 3rd string D-line's doing a pretty good job this game. Just really, because you got to think, this is Cabot's starting offensive line, and
right.
It's Bryant's secondary, 3rd string defensive line, and linebackers, safeties, defensive backs, etc. And this is Cabot's starters.
And now it's the 3rd string quarterback actually in the game for Cabot, as Keegan Leavitt is the quarterback, and they will hand it off on the ground again to Morrison. He doesn't get much. Kylan Morris, the running back. Well, the Bryant stands were full when the game started, and they have thinned out a little bit. The band certainly still has some energy as they're standing and playing. Might have a few extra folks who are on their way back home from the game tonight tuned in, so appreciate you being with us for the final few minutes. In the post game, we'll pick our plays of the game, and we'll also have our player of the game. Might be tough to pick a player of the game with the way this one has gone. There's a first down for Cabot as they move the ball near midfield. Less than 3.5 to go in the fourth now.
On that tackle last play, that was yet again number 39, Evan Rogers, making that tackle. Doing a pretty good job for himself this quarter.
First down and 10. And from their own 47, they'll fake the handoff and throw. That's too high, incomplete. I have to say, we've seen very few penalties in this game tonight, Jordan. That is one thing that either the officials haven't called them or both teams have cleaned things up, I guess. But it does help have a better flow to the game when there's not nearly as many penalties.
Yeah,
that helps.
For sure. I mean, and it helps us as well get home
Yes, it does.
just a bit earlier.
Well, that's true. Clock rolling, of course, and we're nearing 2 minutes to go. A game that's gone just about 2 hours and won't be much more. Good tackle there. Watch out. We'll tangle up as the running back jumped back up. It's third down now. If you can make a stop here, force Cabot to punt, you'd be able to run out the clock on offense. They'll pitch it to the running back in the backfield, and a good tackle there. That will go for a loss of yards. Now the Bryant player who made the tackle is slow to jump back up. He's hobbling a bit. It was Stephen Chipman who made the tackle, and they will take him off the field. His teammates are trying to help him out. That's the third Bryant player who has had to leave play with an injury, and it's taken Chipman a while to make it to the sidelines. Kind of surprised they stopped the clock there with 1:41 to go.
And now Bryant has number 34, Ty Anthony, replacing Chipman.
And Cameron Pickett Jr., who had the great one-handed catch, is back to return the punt. So the starting punter, Blaylock, punts it away, and it's a really good one with a good bounce, but they can't stop it all the way into the end zone. Looked like the man downfield was going to be able to keep that from going in the end zone. It was Ship who was back there that time. Well, they both wear 18, you know. It was Pickett with the catch, right? Earlier?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, that was Pickett.
1:25 to play. Bryant, not typically a team that goes into the kneel-down victory formation, but you could do that here with your backups in the game. The handoff is pretty much the same thing. And so a big running play there for Bryant that's going to take the football out close to the 30. They need to snap the football probably 2 more times. And that's a good pickup of 8 yards there. 2nd and 2 as we roll inside the final minute of this contest. They are going to pass the football this time, and a catch is made on the far side of the field. It is Lee making the grab. Is that right, or was it Hicks?
That's Hicks.
Evan Hicks.
Evan Hicks, the sophomore.
Yep, Hicks with the catch.
Bryant has 34, Corey Ellison in the backfield with Case King. They have Cole Bent, number 88, at tight end.
And that's going to do it. Bryant does not have to run another play. They can let the clock run out. There was no score after 1 quarter of play, but Bryant dominated the final 3 quarters of action here tonight at Panther Stadium in Cabot. Bryant is 8-0 in this 2025 season. 49-3 is our final score. Jordan, your final thoughts on this one?
Well, if you were tuned in early, you would think Cabot would have a pretty good game for themselves, and they did in the first quarter. Obviously, Bryant comes back, Second half, just that's what they do. And great plays on both sides, defense, offense for Bryant. And let's see.
Plays of the game. You want to start with plays of the game first?
I think we have.
Look at the band over there. They're still excited tonight, though. Good shots, guys. The broadcast is still going on. We'll bring Maddie back in as well and talk about our plays of the game and our player of the game. I'm going to have a hard time picking a player of the game, so I'm kind of doing the tactic of stalling here while I think about this. But Maddie and Jordan, let's start first with some of the big plays that you saw and what you thought. Maddie, anything?
Mine was definitely the pick six from Day Wilson. I think we haven't seen him too much these past few games, but at the beginning of the season, he was one I was really looking out for on defense especially. And so he just kind of shows that Bryant defense that we're known for, getting around the ball, getting able to make big plays.
Andrew showing us the replay right there. Day Wilson with the pick six for the defensive touchdown. Jordan, what do you think?
Let's see. I think Cameron Pickett Jr. with the one-hand catch.
That was a great play.
That was a great play.
I think that'd be our other play of the game, and I would throw in a bonus play after this one. We'll get Andrew one more here in a minute, but what a cool play this was. Good catch right down the middle, and you thought at first he was going to be a little too far out in front, went up one-handed to make the grab, and then took it down to the 1 yard line. We were watching closely to see where his knee landed, and they did have the call right there. I would also take the T.J. Hodges 37-yard touchdown run, I believe it was. 37-yard touchdown run with 1:09 to play until halftime, because that made the score 28-3. There it is right there, and good job, guys, tonight on the replays. And T.J. Hodges, our final play of the game there. Do we have a player of the game? Can we land on just one person in a game like this? Maddie?
I think it's hard to land on one person, so I'm going to kind of think of like a person we haven't said all season, or maybe we haven't talked about. So I'm going to say Cooper Billingsley with that touchdown.
That.
And 4 for 4, you said he was on catches?
They threw it to him 4 times. He caught all 4 passes.
That's right. So I think that's really cool to get to see a guy like that be able to get those passes and turn them over into good plays. So
yeah. Jordan, anything else? Anybody else?
I think
you'll take that
right
too.
There,
yeah. Well, I've already been outvoted then, so it doesn't matter what I say. So I'll take that as well. Our player of the game, Cooper Billingsley. So congratulations to the Bryant Hornets. It's been a fun night tonight, and we hope you've enjoyed the broadcast. Again, big shout out to our entire crew, our camera operators tonight, Preston Key, Justin Reynolds. And right here in the one booth together, we had Andrew Tate Lee and Caden Key. You guys are the best in the business. I want you to know that. Maddie Calhoun and Jordan Morales as well. I'm Michael Westbrook. We'll talk to you next Friday night back at home against the North Little Rock Charging Wildcats. Bryant wins this game by the final score of 49-3. Have a great weekend.